Hello, fiber fans, friends, and followers. My name is Beth, and I am here to talk to you about all of the yarny things I have gotten into recently. I am recording directly after I recorded my Everything I Knit in a Year, or Everything I Finished in a Year video. So that's why I am wearing the same thing as you saw me in last time. So, I'll briefly talk about that. You guys have heard all the details about this numerous times if you've been around for any length of time. But today I will be talking about the works in progress that I have. I don't have any new finished objects, but I will be talking about some new to me things. So let's dive right in. What I am wearing is the I'm not even doing a tongue twister, but I'm doing a word from a tongue twister, so this is really hard. Seashell Sweater Light by Minimi Designs. And this was a test knit I did sometime mid-2024. I recall it was getting toward warm weather, I believe. So probably in the spring. I love the fit of this. It was intended as a summer knit, but I did it in wintry yarn, so I use it as a shell over turtlenecks. I am currently working on something that is getting ready for the Knitty McPurly retreat coming up at the end of this month. So this it's being housed in a bag that was given to me by my coworker and friend, Katrina. She is one of the ASL interpreters where I work. And thank you, Katrina. I doubt you're watching, but we talked about my podcast, so who knows? Maybe you're bored and you're watching some knit stuff. Anyhow, this is the Grapevine sweater by Cheryl Beckerich, and I hope that by the time you are actually seeing this episode, I have the sleeves done. That's my plan, is I am almost to the sleeve split. I think I have like maybe 2 more rounds before the sleeve split. And then what I want to do is knit the sleeves next and then go down. That has been I recently did that on one other sweater and I was like, wow, I like how this goes, because then you just have the body to do. And that is so much simpler than doing the body and then the sleeves, because I feel like the sleeves are more complicated, especially since I like to torture myself and do them 2 at a time. I feel like it's more difficult that way. But so be it. That's how I choose to do things. And this is knit from Knitty McPurly. Oof, I did not do show notes before this. I did show notes for my Everything I Knit in the Year, but not for this. So this is being knit in Knitty McPurly yarn. It is her DK weight that's a Suri alpaca. Dresden? Is it? She's got a Dubrovnik DK and a Dresden DK. And this is the one that's the Suri alpaca. So, it is, I love this cable. Normally, I don't like to do bobbles. I still don't like to do bobbles, but I'm doing them anyway. It's funny, the variation in color that you can see on the screen, I feel like I don't see that as much in real life. I think that orangeness that's in this, I'm guessing that is like what the dye looks like. Have you ever heard that when they dye the Chicago River green for St. Patrick's Day, the dye is actually orange, and somehow it reacts with something in the water that makes it turn green. So I'm wondering if that's the same situation with this. So I don't know, who knows, maybe when I soak this, all the oranginess will react with my water. I don't know. So that is the Grapevine sweater by Cheryl Beckerich. My next work in progress that has been seeing some love recently is the Traveler sweater by Andrea Mowry. And every time I see this on the screen, I think, wow, those colors are amazing. It's funny because, like, in real life, I feel like you don't see the colors as well. I've got all kinds of stuff in this, so it doesn't look too very finished as it is. But so here's the front. I don't know if you can see. Maybe I need to, I don't know. Yeah, but you can see the shaping of the front, and then I am working up the back. The hem and the bottom is completely finished. So probably what I will do again is go on to the sleeves and then do the hood. This is a hooded sweater. I think there's directions in it to do a collar. You can, you know, again, it's a pick your own adventure kind of thing. This yarn is, it's one that I got at Wisconsin Sheep and Wool a couple years ago. I was there with Colleen, Selfish Knitter. Hi, Colleen. Shady Havens Fiber Designs Prime Alpaca. That's the colorway of this yarn. It is considered a sport weight yarn. It is a very crimpy version of it, and I have mentioned on previous episodes there are different versions of this yarn, so that makes it difficult to tell what gauge you actually should be able to get, I feel like. So anyway, that's getting work, it's getting love, it's getting completed. I have been, typically what I try to do, you know, it's funny, typically does not turn out to be typically. So we are now at the end of winter break. Today is Sunday, January 5th, as I record this. And I tried to do a set of things every day with my knitting. Oh, there's a bag back there that's falling. Anyhow, I try to keep a routine of doing 10 rows a day on the Traveler sweater because it is a 10 row repeat, and then 4 rows a day on my garden cardigan. This is a pattern by ANKESTRICK, and I just, every time I look at this, I love, love, love it. So I have the sleeves complete. I don't know if I had that done the last time I showed this. And I am working down the body. So I have been trying to do the 4 row repeat on this once a day. And at some point, I think that just went by the wayside, mainly because doing 10 rows a day on this, 4 rows a day on this, and then also I have a deadline for that Grapevine sweater. That deadline is January 30th. I have to have that done. Well, I mean, I guess I could finish it while I'm in Texas, but I would prefer to have it completed before the January 30th departure date and able to wear, and I want it to be blocked. This is also done in Knitty McPurly yarn. The So this is Barnyard Knits Merino Nylon fingering weight held together with Knitty McPurly Stockholm Suri. The Barnyard Knits colorway is Avocado, Knitty McPurly colorway is Meadow. And that's that with this sweater. I tried it on. I loved the fit of it with the shoulders and the sleeves fit amazingly. I can't wait to finish it so that I can wear it for real out in the real world. The next thing I did, you guys, because I don't have enough on my needles, I started swatching. So I am swatching in my Walmart bag because I didn't have any other project bags laid around because I've got them all filled with projects that I'm in some state of unfinished on. So I really just barely got this started with my swatch. So this is for Natasha Hornby of Moonstruck Knits. I am working on swatching for the Malin, I don't know how to pronounce it, cardigan. But just to be consistent, I think I'm going to call it the Malin cardigan. But it's got, I bought 2 different colorways for possible contrasts, and I think I really like this turquoise. Now that I see it on the screen, my plan was swatch with both colors, and I have a little stockinette section in the middle. And wouldn't you know, I'm getting gauge in the stockinette section, but in the mosaic colorwork section, my gauge is way tighter. I don't understand that. I mean, okay. Now maybe when I soak it, things will fill in and it'll be different. But I mean, look at my floats. It's not like that's super tight or anything. I mean, it stretches. This is, I don't, why am I not getting the same gauge? Maybe that's all it is. Maybe I just need to give it a good soak. I mean, I definitely, I'm gonna knit a little more on that just to give it some bigger area to measure, and we'll see where we are from there. I do want to like knit at least a good 4 inches high so that I can have a better way of judging it. And the way I'm gauge swatching, because it's mosaic color work, which I did not realize when I started swatching, I just kind of went, I'll sit down and read the directions and go from there. And then I started that first row with the color work and I went, ooh, in order to do this right, in order to be able to continue into the stockinette in the middle, I have to do the color work both directions, then come back with the main color, do the stockinette in the middle section, do the color work on the last section back and forth, then do stockinette on the, or do the main color on the end portion and come back all the way to the end. It's a gauge swatch thing. It has, the pattern is written fine for mosaic. It's just the way I have chosen to gauge swatch that is a totally, I'm making life harder for myself because that's what I do. That's who I am. So, yes. Life and knitting are what they are. Next, I am going to get into my new to me, and most of this comes from Christmas. So this is not stuff that I impulse bought for myself. This is things that my family gave to me, and some of it was friends. So I just remembered that I have some things downstairs that I want to show. So I will be back in a moment. Okay, I'm back, and I have decided this is a good time for the Sandy Bag prompt. This is the Sandy Bag that will be given away this episode to the lucky winner who answers this question. And it is, and it will be a randomly chosen person. So I only have one of these. So this one will be given away. And the question was given to me by Kendra on a previous episode where I said, hey, what questions do you want me to ask people? And Kendra said, let me read this. She said, hi, Beth, love the sweaters you showed. Thanks, Kendra. I'm always curious to ask people what their most worn knit is and why. To be put in the running for this, let me know, what is your most worn knit and why? And we'll have some discussion about that on the next episode, because I think that's an interesting question. I don't know that I could put a finger on what my most worn knit is, because I wear a lot of my knits. I think I could probably tell you more about what I don't wear and why, as opposed to what I do wear. And the things that I don't wear, either they don't fit right or they're just inconvenient to wear. Like, I have some shawls. I like to knit shawls. I don't like to wear shawls. I like to look at them. They're pretty. I have often thought that I should somehow put them in my background here, and make them a display of art as opposed to something that I wear. So, I wear this sweater in the Christmas season. I have, I think, 3 different sweaters, maybe 4, that I wear all the time. This year I was rotating between this, my fallow sweater, my hinterland sweater, and then I have a store-bought sweater that has a lot of things sewn onto it. And so, honestly, I am ready to have a sweater for every day of the week. That's what I want. I'm trying to remember, did I show? I've got this yarn. I don't remember if I showed these, but I am planning to make a sweater where this will be the main colorway. This brown will be some reindeer heads, and this red will be my other contrast. And it's called like Fiella Rain or something like that. It's one of those, I don't know what language the word is in. I'm sure it means something related to reindeer, or maybe it even means reindeer. I don't know, but I saw this pattern and I thought it was so cute, and it needed to be in some nice rustic yarn like this. This is All Centrum 3-ply, and I bought it from the Woolly Thistle, and I believe I did talk about that in my episode where I had all those new things. Anyhow, during the school year, I wear my knits. Like, I try to wear at least one hand knit every week. And people are always asking me, oh, did you knit that? And every once in a while I have to tell them, nope, this is from the 90s. Because that's typically, I either have sweaters that I've knit or sweaters from the 90s. That's the extent of my sweater wearing. My husband did buy me a couple of sweaters one year for Christmas, and I wear those sometimes too, but other than that, it's mostly that. So, for the giveaway, comment below. New things that I got for Christmas. So, I'm going to start with what I opened first, which was, speaking of the woolly thistle, I saw this on an email that I had been sent by the Woolly Thistle, because I'm on their email list, and they have these packs, these gift packs of Jamieson and Smith, and I forwarded the email to my husband, and I said, that would look really nice under the tree. And I think I said 1 or 2 of those would look nice under the tree. Hint, hint, hint. And so he, of course, followed through and ordered them for me. So thank you, Mike. I love these. I have a picture of myself on Christmas Day wearing a Santa hat and holding the 2. It is Jamieson and Smith. And it's funny, I think it was just yesterday, I watched Knitty Natty's her her tour of the Woolly Thistle shop, and she was talking about Jamieson and Smith, and then Corrine, the Woolly Thistle shop owner, said something about not to be confused with Jamieson's of Shetland. And I'm like, wait, those are 2 different yarn companies? I never, like, I always thought that was one brand. I never realized that there was Jamieson's and Jamieson and Smith. And Knitty Natty also did not know that. So I thought that was interesting. Like, oh, 2 different things. Who knew? The other things that I got for Christmas, this, my family does a Secret Santa thing for the adults in our family. And all of my kids are adults. My brother's kids are adults. So so their 2 kids, and they're both, one of them is married, the other one has a girlfriend. And then all of my kids, my son's girlfriend joins in on this too. So we set it up where you can do it as a couple if you want, or you can do it individually. And I'm like, I want to do this individually because my husband and I don't want the same things. Like, I mean, trying to come up with something that both of us actually want, that's difficult. And so I don't know. I feel like it's more fun the more people opening gifts. But so I had put together a list of things from Knit Picks that would add up to the amount that we had pre-specified, which was $50 a person. So my daughter picked me, I was picked for my daughter. You know, it's a Secret Santa thing. We did it online. It was on Elfster. And the website chooses people for you. So this is a granny square blocker. So you take your granny squares and you put them on the pegs. I mean, these pegs are removable, so you can put them wherever you want on the board in order to fit your granny square to the size that you want. And then presumably either you soak it first and then put it on, or you can steam it while it's on here. So this is to block granny squares. It is a granny square blocker. Wow, could I have used more words to describe something that could be described in few words? And she also got me this book of socks. This pair of socks, I have seen this pattern multiple times, and I think this is how I found out who Ksenia Nedyan was. So, I love this pair of socks. I have seen this pattern. I believe it's featured on Mustache Yarn's website. And I have just loved this pair of socks, and I have tried to order this sock pattern from KnitPicks, and it always tells me, oops, there's an error. This pattern isn't available. And it took a while for me to figure out it is in this book. And I believe the book is on clearance. So I think they're getting rid of it. One of the things that also happened, Shannon, plug your ears. My daughter's name is Shannon. She gave me this for Christmas. But shortly before Christmas, they put all of their ebooks on sale for $5 each. And I was like, oh, I have this book on my list, but if I can get the ebook for $5, then I can guarantee that I'm getting this pattern. So I went to the KnitPicks website, and I did see that I wasn't sure if this was included in ebooks, and sure enough, it is. And at the time, they had it on sale for $5 for the ebook. So this book has tons of cool sock patterns, and I want to take you through some of these cool sock patterns. So you saw the one on the cover already. This one is called, I'm not giving anything away by showing that page. The Everywhere Socks. I feel like this would be a really fun one to knit. Now, all of these, I believe, in the book are made with KnitPicks yarn. So that's why they're on the KnitPicks website. This one, it's cool. I don't know that it's on my list of first things to try to make. My son said he liked this one. I think he likes the fade by the toes here. And then this one is really cool. This one's called the Hashtag Socks. I was like, whoa, I want to make those. I was looking through this on the day that we did our gift exchange. That one, whoa, I love that. So this is where I need to get my small circumference gauge in gear. This one, it's hard to tell, but this is a striped pair of socks that has like nups on the sides. So they very subtly striped that. So here's the front of these socks. This is the sock that's on the cover. And this one is called Radio Wave Socks. And that's the one that I like. I have been searching for this. And the last time I did the test knit for Ksenia, I asked her, is there a way I can get those socks? And she told me KnitPicks owns the rights, so she could not give me that pattern. So this one's kind of cool, called the Serenade Socks. It's got a texture to it that's really interesting. And then this one is called the Shadow Fade Socks. I feel like that's a color fade that I feel like you could probably do that with anything. I was going to show you a picture that's part of the pattern, but I probably shouldn't because it's part of the pattern. This one's called Teetering Socks. It's got an interesting texture to it too. A lot of lacy yarn over something or others, I assume. I have not read that pattern. I like this one. That's kind of cool. It's really something that I feel like you don't need a pattern for. You could just do it. It's an interesting idea of how to do some color blocking on socks. I like the little pom-poms that's like way back when. I feel like shorty socks originally had pom-poms on the heels, and that's just not as much a thing anymore. But in my episode with everything I finished last year, I talked about this, which was the contrast color to a pair of socks I made for my son. I found this yarn, and I thought this would be a good contrast to make these socks. And I'm like, ooh, that would be nice. That would be really cool. I want to do this. I want to do this. So, I got to get my small circumference knitting gauge under control, and that ought to do her. The last thing I got that was a Christmas gift, this is from my friend Chris. Hi, Chris. Thank you. She made this ball cozy for me. And I think she made the same one for some of our other knit friends. And then this bar of Tuft Woolens wool wash. It smells so good. I use Tuft Woolens. That is what I use to do all of my, to soak all of my knits. So this is just a different set that I hadn't had before. And this one is Frosted Garland. And it smells so good. I can't wait to use it with my knits, all of my finishes. Thank you, Chris. So I think that is all of the new to me stuff. So I'm curious too. If you get holiday gifts for your knitting or crafting of whatever kind you do you have a preference? Do you do like I do and like send a link, or do you prefer to just not get anything knitting related? Do you tell people don't get me anything? Do you ask for like acrylics so that you can make charity knitting things? What is your preference for holiday gifts? Or what do you like to give to people? Is there anything that you prefer to give? Typically speaking, for myself, I would give gifts that I would like to get. So stitch markers I think are great, because like who couldn't use more stitch markers? Like how many are in your couch right now? If you're like me, there's a bunch in there somewhere, and you may never see them again. So that is all I have for this episode. Thank you for watching. I wish for you that you are enjoying your season of knitting. I hope it is nice and toasty warm wherever you are. And I want to remind you to like, subscribe, survive, and thrive. And I will see you on the next episode. Thanks for watching.